Welcome back to China Economy and Society. Today's question is, how much does China invest abroad? What is the real value of Chinese investment, Chinese stock, FDI, around the world? The answer is not so easy, because the numbers are confused depending on where we get them from and depending on the definition of investment. And here I want to give you an example. To make it simple, I only look at Chinese investment into three continents, three regions: Europe, the United States, and Africa. This is billions of dollars cumulative from the year 2005 to today. How much has China invested into these three areas? Looking at the official numbers, we have for Europe 258 billion. For the US, less, 168. And for Africa, even less, $77 billion. So looking at this chart, the conclusion is that Europe is the main object of Chinese overseas investment. But I want to give you another picture. Why? What's the definition of this number? This definition of this number is equity investment only. But we know the company can have two channels to invest. One is the equity, these numbers. The other one is debt, so loans to target companies. If we now include also the value of the loans, the numbers change. Europe goes up to $190 billion. The US only grows by a little bit to 170, but be careful here. Now Africa goes up to 330 billion US dollar. So if we now include both the equity component of the investment and the debt, Africa was the third in this list, now becomes the main recipient of Chinese investment, Chinese overseas investment, if we consider the whole capital structure, debt and equity put together. And I think we should account for both, because it's the total of debt and equity that gives us the measure of how much China is contributing to the development of the region. You can contribute to the development of the region not just by investing in equity, but also by investing in debt and equity and many other things. These are just two of those. And so this picture now tells us a different story. This picture tells us that Africa is the main place where China is putting its money. And at the same time, then I want to make a positive proposal for our European companies, our Italian companies to cooperate with China in two ways. One is, like I always say, with the hat in the hands, begging to China to be offered some construction, some out projects, and so try to grab a little bit of money from this 330 billion. The other one, maybe proactive, is for our European company to actually be a principal investor in Africa. Because we can, in a way, ride with China. China's 330 billion will likely bring economic benefit to the region. Africa, maybe for the first time in history, will have a future positive economic prospects. And for our European companies, we should not miss this other opportunity again. This is an opportunity for us not just to beg for a small project, but actually to be an active part in this development. And this is where I believe most of the potential investment opportunities are for our European companies, given that we have a region that grows at 1.5%, and so we need to also be taking risk, going out. And where do we go out? Let us be taken by the hand by China and follow the money trail. It generally works. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.